What is up, Tube? Welcome back to another edition of Big Al's Barber Vlogs. Let's get into this. So I'm on my way to work right now. Left 99-cent store. Came to buy some. I'm actually been at work already. Already did a haircut. Had my first appointment for being Tuesday. Érale! How'd your team do? Yeah, I know. Fucking guys over here clowning me about the Raiders, and the Raiders won and their team lost. They suck. So today is Tuesday, guys. I already been at work. Already got started on this day. I'm already grinding. Already doing my thing. First appointment's already on the books. I got about 4 appointments today, so it shouldn't be total. Today's Tuesday. Not too many people book on Tuesdays. You guys already know about that. It's the middle of the week. We're trying to build it back up, me and Biz. I told him about that we need to build it back up. Tuesday, back in the day, Tuesday was a great day. I always did good on Tuesdays, always. So we just got to build it back up again and just get it started, because that's what it's like. That's what it's, you know what I mean? When you're down on a certain day, then you got to build that day up, and by building it up, you post a lot of ads, and you know, try to get a hold of as many people as you can and let them know that you're working that day. And you know, I'm building up. Right now, what I've been doing, I've been working on is, I've been going through my scheduling app and going back on all the, because see, during the months that we were closed down, that we were kind of open still, a lot of people were booking with me during that time, and they were just new people, random people that I've never met before. So what I'm going back is, I'm going back on my booking app, pull up each person, get their phone number. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a list, a group on my phone book in my phone, a group with all those clients' names in them. And now that way I could do is send out a mass text to all those clients that have booked with me in the past, and just letting them know that, you know, hey, we're open on these days, you know, just reconsider me again since you already used me once, you know, and letting them know that we're open for business and try to get as many people to come back to our shop. So right now I have this group of over 200 clients already on that group, just phone numbers on there, so I can send out a mass text whenever I want, just letting them know that we're really. So in a little while I'm gonna send out a text letting them know that we're open and taking walk-ins today. If they don't want to book, they could just walk in, but if they rather book, they could book. We recommend booking an appointment. But if they don't want to book an appointment, we'll take walk-ins, you know. Today's one of those kind of days that we got to do what we got to do to get those haircuts in. Biz is doing a walk-in right now as we speak. So that's the way it's got to be, guys. Building it back up. You know, it's kind of like starting from scratch again, you know. Sometimes things like this, you know, you'll lose your clients and they'll scatter and go different places. So you got to, you know, just rebuild it back up. And, you know, guys, it's not the first time this has happened. I mean, the pandemic, yes. But having to rebuild the clientele and start, you know, it's not the first time. And when you're a barbershop owner, you'll go through different phases like that. Trust me. Just some heads up for when you guys become shop owners. But I'm going inside to get started on this day, or finish off this day. I'm already started, but continue this day. All right, guys, let's see what's up. So I just got myself some lunch right now at Subway. Ran into a youngster right now. I was in line and he actually hit me up. He asked me if I was a barber, and I told him yes. Because of course, I got my barber shirt on. I got my barber medallion, you know. He probably saw my tattoo, you know. So he asked me a couple questions. Told me about he wants to be a barber, and he what's the best way to go about it. So I told him straight up. I'm like, have you got interested in barber school yet? He goes, well, I don't know if I should go to barber school or just learn myself. And I'm on, no, you need to have a barber license. So, you know, sometimes, you know, a lot of people don't realize that in this trade, you need to have the license in order to work in a barber shop, you know. And I think some people just think that you could just learn how to cut hair and then go work somewhere. And you probably can. There is a lot of barbers out there that are unlicensed. There are probably a lot of you guys that are following me are unlicensed. But I just brought it to the point and just told him, like, I made a point of explaining to him the importance of having a license. You have to have a license in order to work in a barbershop if you want to be a barber. If you want to be a legit barber. So I gave him some advice. He asked me what's the difference of going to a school that, you know, some of these schools that charge $20,000, because some schools are ridiculous, you know, $25,000 compared. So I gave him some advice about going to an adult school. There's a lot of adult programs that are run by states. You know, they're adult after school adult programs where they train individuals. And right here, like here in my city, not my city, but in La Puente, which is, you know, a few miles down, there's a big La Puente adult school. They train. Basically it's a training center for adults. They have you know, washing machine. They have welding. They have even LVN program. They have a barber program. They have a cosmetology program. So that's where I went to school. That's where I got my barber license. And probably that's the least inexpensive way of getting a barber school, you know, is going through an adult program, because for one, they're funded by the state, so they're not going to charge you like a private program. And number two, they usually provide financial aid, which is an incentive for you if you don't make that much money, if you qualify for financial aid, so that you can get into school and not have to pay for it all yourself. When I went to school, because I had a child, of course at that time she was a teenager, but I still had a child, I qualified for financial aid, so they would actually literally pay me to go to school. They were giving me money every 3 months. They would give me, I think it was like that. I think at the time it was like $1,500. They would give me every 3 months to go to school. And my school there was super inexpensive. I mean, I think I paid $500 for my initial investment to get into the school. I remember my pops helped me out to get that. He took me down there and he goes, "Come on, man, I got money. I'll help you out right now." So he paid the $500 for me to get into barber school. And you know, to this day, when one of my family members usually asks me for help, I always try to help them. I always try to guide them in the right direction. Now, I went with my brother to pay his initial fee so he could get into barber school. You know, because my pops helped me out, and I always try to help out everybody else. I always try to help out other barbers when they ask me. So, you know, it's nice. It's nice, you know. I think it's just great, because even that kid today, I told him, I go, "Hey, you know, here's my card." I gave him my card. Told him I have a barber channel. Told him to check us out. You know what I mean? So if you tuned in today, he's gonna notice I talked about him. So hey, but keep grinding, kid. You know, you gotta do it, man. You gotta. If you guys want to be a barber, then, you know, go about it, but do it the right way, guys. If you're gonna be a barber, be a barber. You know what I mean? Go to barber school. Go to barber school. Get your education, because you know what? Right now, in this time and age, right now, especially during a pandemic, it's important to know about sanitation and know about all the rules of barbering, because it's super important to be very vigilant right now, because you don't want to be spreading disease, you know? So that's my little afternoon pitch, guys. That's what happened to me right now. I'm almost back to the shop. I'm gonna go back. It's been a slow day today, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a slow day. We've probably I've done one, and Biz is done about maybe, I've been giving them all to Biz. When they walk in, I go tell you, get him, Biz. So he's done about 4 probably, and I've done 1. But right now we got appointments coming up. So the backside of my, you know, like I told you guys yesterday, yesterday it was dead all morning too. I did 1 by noon, and then I ended up doing 7. So hopefully let's see how many I do today. Let's see how many I can knock out. But I'm pretty sure I'll get at least 6 more, maybe 5 more. So we'll see. We'll see what's up. It's no biggie, no big deal. Today's Tuesday, not the busiest day of the week. So tomorrow is my day off, and then I'm back on the grind on Thursday. That's the way it is, guys. All right? See you guys in a little bit. So today I had a customer come in, and I hadn't seen him for a couple of weeks. Probably almost like 2 months. And just talking to him, he was discussing with me, and he was telling me that he caught the COVID, you know? He caught the COVID, and everybody in his house caught the COVID. And he was very, very sick. He told me he almost wound up dying. He was in the hospital for like 45 days. He was on a ventilator for probably like 30 days or something, like 25 days or something like that. They even made him talk to his family for the last time to say goodbye, because they thought he wasn't gonna make it. You know, pretty crazy, guys. Pretty crazy. For people out there that think this is just a hoax, it's not a hoax. It's something to be taken serious, you know. You know, at my shop, I don't make my clients wear a mask. I don't. I expect them to come in with a mask, but once they sit in my chair, if they want to take it off, I allow them to. It's hard to do a haircut with the mask on, but you know, there's clients that don't want to take the mask off. So if they don't want to take the mask off, I don't make them take it off either. You know, I'll work around it. I'll force myself to work around it. But I always, you know, I always ask my clients, if you want, you can take it off. I'm keeping mine on. I always keep mine on. I haven't cut a single person without a mask since this whole thing started. So I've just been vigilant about it, and I think that's the reason why, you know, knock on wood, I haven't caught nothing yet, and everything's been so far so good. But, you know, everybody has to be vigilant, has to do their part out here, because if not, there's so many stories out there, guys. It's not the only story. I've had other clients tell me that they got sick, their wives got sick, they were all sick, you know. So we have to be very, very careful. But today's only been me and Biz. Like I told you guys, it started off super slow, you know. Started off super slow. I'm just waiting right now on the last 20 minutes. Biz has one last one, but I think I ended up doing 6 or 7, so it's not bad at all. Not bad for a Tuesday. I'll finish this day off strong. Finish it off. Okay, boys and girls, that's it for today. This Tuesday is over. Remember how many I told you I was gonna try to do? I was trying to get at least 8 in there today, guys, but it didn't work out. I got 6. Biz had 8. But guys, when I come in here and I work with my boys, and because I'm the top earner here, so when I come to work days like with today with Biz, and people are coming in the morning and there's no business, I'm just letting Biz take care of all the business. So in the end of the day, he ends up getting more haircuts than me, which is fine. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make my money later with everybody else. You know, I just want him to be good, be stable, so that he can protect his family, take care of his family, and everything can be okay. I got a valid question today, so I'm gonna end this video with a good little tutorial right here for you guys. All right, Alan asked me from our channel. He asked me if I could explain. He's into trying to get. He wants to get himself an octane, which is a detachable blade. Octane, detachable, awesome machine. You must have this machine, guys. Highly recommend. Now his question is, can I explain the difference between the plastic clips and the metal clips? Okay, give you a quick tutorial on it. Plastic clips go from a half clip all the way to a number 8. Number 8 being 1 inch, everything else building up from a half clip, okay? In metal clips, there is no number 8. There's no higher than a 3.75, which a 3.75 technically is like a 3.5 plastic, okay? So I'm gonna run it down to you guys super quick. On the metal blades, the lower numbers are, they have a 50, they have a 50, they have a 000, and then they have a, I think 000 is, and then from there they have a 0. A 0 is a 0, guys. I don't care if it's a 000. Yeah, one might leave a little bit of layer of hair, but it's still a 0. Okay. I don't use those. I don't use them at all. I use my trimmer. I don't use zeros on metal blades. I don't. The most used blades that you're gonna use, that you need to have if you're gonna buy metal blades, you need to have the number 1. You need to have that 1A. You need to have a number 2. You need to have a number 3.5, and then you should have a 3.75. Those are the ones that you need to have. That's it. Those 5 blades. Those are the ones that are most important. A number 1. A number 1 is equivalent. A number 1 is equivalent of a half to a number 1 plastic. Okay, so this is technically a little bit shorter than a plastic 1. Just a little bit shorter. Okay? The next one is a 1A. 1A. The 1A is the equivalent of the 1A, the equivalent of a number 1. A 1. All right, it's a little bit higher than the number 1. A 1A is between a number 1 and a number 2, so it's kind of like a number 1.5. But I consider a 1A a number 1 because metal clips cut shorter than plastic clips. Then you go to number 2. Metal number 2. Now, metal number 2 is equivalent of a 1.5 to a plastic number 2. It's a little bit tighter than a plastic number 2. It cuts better than a plastic number 2. Before I go on, no, I'm gonna go on and then I'll come back to that. The next one is 3.5. 3.5 is equivalent of a plastic 3. Plastic 3, okay? Then there's the 3 3/4. 3 3/4. 3 3/4, probably the equivalent of a 3.5 plastic. So what I'm saying, guys, is plastic, metal cuts shorter than plastic, okay? So the numbers don't really set. So don't think of number one, metal is the same as a metal, plastic metal. It's not. They're different. The metal number one is going to be a lot shorter than the plastic number one. So you have to keep that in mind and take that into consideration when you're doing your haircuts. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why are you going to spend all that money on metal blades when plastic is the same thing? It's not, guys. It's not. Metal is better. Metal is better. When somebody asks you for a fade, they ask you for a 2 and a 0. Are you going to use a plastic 2? Never. Never. I always use my metal 2. Somebody asks me for a 3 and a 0. What am I going to use? Always use my 3.5. Somebody asks me for a 3.5, 0 fade. What do? I use my 3.5. You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? If they ask me for a 3, I use a 3.5. If they ask me for a 3.5, I use a 3.5. I always use metal on top. Always when it's short, because I want it to be tight. I want it to be smooth. I want it to be, easy. When you're using plastic, you're gonna miss little hairs. There's gonna be like little. It does not cut the same. So keep that in mind, guys. Are metals important? Definitely. Should you get them? Definitely. Should you learn how to cut with them? Definitely. Because there's gonna be a time when you're gonna want to be fast and quick. And trust me, metals makes it faster. Somebody asked me for a 1.5 and a 0. Like today, I got one of those. Metal 1.5 on top. Always, guys, always. Metal clips cut tighter, metal clips cut better. So keep that in mind. Get those 5 clips, you're gonna need them. Get yourself an octane, you're gonna need it. If you can't afford the octane, get yourself a regular Oster. But learn how to cut with an Oster. The Oster is a prime machine. One more example before we go. Somebody asked me for a number 2 on the sides. Am I using a plastic 2 or a metal 2? Metal. Always, always. If somebody asks me for a 3 on the sides, what am I going to use? Metal. Somebody asks me for a 4, what are we going to use on the sides? A plastic 4. I always go to the plastic 4. So trust me, guys. Get used to using the metal clips. They're super important. Don't dodge away from getting them. I know they're expensive. I know it adds up, guys. But you know what? It's part of being a barber, and you're going to need them in the future. Guys, that's it for this video. I appreciate every single one of you guys watching. To the end of this week is over. My 6th day is done. Tomorrow is my day off. Playing golf in the morning, early 7 a.m. tea time. Then I got to go down to LA. Got a few things I got to do. So yeah, I got a busy day tomorrow. Nothing about just hanging around. Probably try to relax in the afternoon and then get ready for Thursday. And then I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm gone. Little mini vacation, guys. Work hard, play hard. That's what it's all about, guys. If you're gonna work hard, then you gotta go out and enjoy yourself too. That's all about it. That's what it's all about. Guys, again, that's it for this video. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, drop them below. I answer everybody, guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys. For you young guys that are out there and thinking about becoming barbers, do it. Don't think about it, do it. But if you're gonna do it the right way. Like I told that young man today, if you wanna be a barber, you need to go to barber school, guy. You need to get yourself a license. You could be a hair cutter, but are you gonna be a barber? If you wanna be a barber, then you gotta get a license. You wanna be a hair cutter, you could be a hair cutter. 2 different things, you know what I mean? But with that being said, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys once again. And I'll see you guys mañana. Grind on.